welcome to Emerald Downs' top 10 races of the week. This is for last week, July 3rd, 6th, and 7th. Of course, the big fireworks spectacular on July 3rd. 8 races, then 8 races on Saturday, 8 races on Sunday, a couple of stakes races, the 2-year-olds, the NGC for the girls on Saturday, and the King County Express for the boys on Sunday. And let's get started with number 10. Our number 10 race of the week is off of the July 3rd card. Race number 2, only 4 horses, 2 late scratches. That did not mean this was not going to be a competitive race. The 2 favorites ding dong it out down the stretch. Nomi Lackey with Luis Reyes and Alex Cruz aboard Meteor Shower. Let's go to the videotape for our number 10 video of the week.
4 in the gate. And runners away. Quartet let go for 5.5 furlongs. Quick into stride goes Nomi Lackey at the inside. Meteor Shower is right there to run with her, though. Apricot Brandy settled into stride third a length. Forest Acclamation is next from the outside with a half-mile to go. They point for the far turning. Nomi Lackey just in front from Meteor Shower. Those two have paired off 2.5 clear of Apricot Brandy racing next, and Forest Acclamation up to the outside. They're running in pairs now midway round the turn. Nomi Lackey's at the inside and Meteor Shower. They've paired off 4 clear of Apricot Brandy and Forest Acclamation as they round the turn and run for home. Nomi Lackey at the inside and nose on Meteor Shower. Those two dead in the eye now with a furlong to go. It's down to Nomi Lackey and Meteor Shower from the outside. A match race from here now. Meteor Shower the outside, on the inside Nomi Lackey. Both of them dig in. Nomi Lackey ahead better. Meteor Shower was second. Apricot Brandy back third, and Forest Acclamation running time 1:03 and 81 seconds.
Field of 4 went 5.5 furlongs, and it was Nomi Lackey. Luis Reyes gets up with the neck win. They were 12 1/4 lengths in front of everyone else, with Meteor Shower and Alex Cruz running second. Apricot Brandy and Alyssa Morales was third, and Forced Acclamation, Leslie Mowing, ran fourth in this one. Final time of 103.81. Eladio Madrigal will get the win from the trainer's side of things, and Sergio Garcia picks up the win as the winning owner. 406 to win, 242 to place. No show wagering in the first race. That was video number 10. And let's move on to our number 9 video of the week. Our number 9 race is the second race from Saturday, July 6th, a field of 6. Going a mile here, and of course fast tracks all weekend. 6 horses going the distance here. This would come down to a head, and Arizona Davin would need every step of this 1 mile race to get the win, as the overwhelming odds-on favorite, I think 2 to 5, 1 to 5 or 2 to 5. He went, I think it was 1 to 5 that he went off, and just got battled by Chinook Bend every step of the way. So let's check in with our 9th race of the week, number 9. Let's do that right now.
And runners away. We got Swag broke smartly and goes to the front with Chinook Bend right there. Crazy Storm is up from the outside now to join the leaders as they race round the Mount Rainier turn. Chinook Bend brings them along by a half length. We got Swag is right there and joined by Crazy Storm on the go from the outside. The trio 2 clear of Arizona Davin racing fourth. Another 2 back to Long Gone Silver racing next, and still 3 to Dreamtime, who's content to trail with less than 5/8 of a mile to journey. 23.75, an easy going pace here, and Chinook Bend brings them along by a neck. Crazy Storm shadows the leader from the outside. Arizona Davin is racing snug at the rail with We Got Swag to the outside. Long Gone Silver is second last, and still 3 or 4 back to Dreamtime. Midway round the turn they go. Chinook Bend opened up a bit now, clear by 2. Arizona Davin is chasing with We Got Swag, and they've less than a quarter mile to go as they run to the top of the stretch. Chinook Bend comes off the turn under Alex Cruz. They're out front by 3 with a furlong to go, and Chinook Bend is moving well in hand down the lane. Chased by Arizona Davin into second. The rest are far back, 70 yards to the finish. Chinook Bend at the inside. Arizona Davin one final surge. Those two at the line. Arizona Davin, Chinook Bend. Back of that came Dreamtime to Crazy Storm. We Got Swag, Long Gone Silver. Time of the race, 1:37 and 81 100ths. A photo finish in the second.
Carlo Lopez getting the win aboard Arizona Davin, timing it just perfectly to get the win by a head. And again, the big favorite paid $2.48 on the win. The final time, 137.81. Owner-trainer Miguel Hernandez, who is off to a great start. You can see him not only in the leading trainers, but leading owners. You can check out the stats. We put out a new stat feature on the EliSportsNetwork.com. Check that out. It just came out on Wednesday, and it just says it's just Emerald Downs stats. It's pretty simple. We have a whole bunch of them, the old traditional ones, jockey, trainer, owners to handle, to high wagers, margin of victories, and a bunch of other stuff in there as well. So check that all out. That was our number 9 video of the week. Up next, our number 8 video of the week. This is our last one before our first break in the show. A field of 5 and surprisingly perfect. No contest here. 6.5 lengths. We bring this. I was just talking about the stats, and one of them was margin of victories. And for the longest or biggest margin of victories, I'm recording everything 5 lengths or more. Surprisingly Perfect is already on that list twice. This makes it number 3 and picks up number 3 win of the year as well. And Kevin Krieger, beautiful stocking trip, just kind of sat, got to about the quarter pole and unleashed the beast. And Surprisingly Perfect would go on to romp in this one. Again, going a mile here with a pretty speedy time. Let's take a look at another tremendous performance by Surprisingly Perfect.
And the 4th race mile, starter Mark Gibson will send them on their way. And the runners away. Good start for Mr. Love Muffin, who bounced away smartly. Jintong Westfall right there. Surprisingly Perfect holds tight at the rail. Exclusive Speakers next to the outside as they make way round the Mount Rainier turn. The 2 leaders go stride for stride. At the inside, Mr. Love Muffin. Westfall shadows the leader on the outside second. They've paired off 1.5 lengths from Surprisingly Perfect at the inside third. Jintong is matching strides alongside. 2 more lengths back to Exclusive Speaker. They head up for the backstretch run, midway up the backstretch now. And Mr. Love Muffin and Surprisingly Perfect now engaged on the front end. Westfall is back to third. Jintong perched up 4 wide to the outside. Gap of 4 to Exclusive Speaker, and the tempo quickens around the far turn. Surprisingly Perfect comes away clean by 1 length now. Mr. Love Muffin is chasing. Jin Tong is gearing up for a big run on the outside, a quarter mile away now as they run to the top of the stretch. Surprisingly perfect off the turn, 2 to the good. Mr. Love Muffin chasing and Jin Tong third with a furlong to go. Surprisingly perfect and Kevin Krieger have opened up daylight on the field. They're clear by a half dozen. Surprisingly perfect, the 10-year-old with his third win of the season. And jockey Kevin Krieger together, they are 3 for 3. Jin Tong back of that with Mr. Love Muffin. Westfall followed an exclusive speaker. Time on the board, 1:34 and 39 100ths.
10-year-old Gelding is showing that he is not ready for the retirement barn yet, and is rolling and wins this one for trainer Justin Evans. And Riccozzi Racing LLC and Justin Evans are the owners, and Kevin Krieger puts this one way out on the lead down the stretch and finishes that 1 mile in 1:34.39. The track was pretty fair. It was not lightning fast. This is a fast 1 mile time for Surprisingly Perfect. All right, those are our top three. Well, not our top three, our bottom three races of the week. Numbers 10, 9, and 8. We are through. Up next, numbers 7, 6, 5, and 4. The heart of our Emerald Downs top 10 races of the week coming up next. Welcome back to Emerald Downs' top 10 races of the week. I'm Paul Beatty here on the Eli Sports Network, and we are up to number 7 for this week. Again, the week covering July 3rd, July 6th, and 7th. Of course, we got the 2 stakes races still to come, but at number 7, we're going to go back to July 3rd, the 6th race. So it was a field of 7, and the second longest shot on the board, Moonlight and Wine with Carlos Montalvo. Man, again, another beautiful ride here. Was mid-pack, sat, waited for the inside to open up. It did, and he had plenty of horse. Moonlight and Wine would score at 18 to 1, going 6 furlongs. So let's get to this one, a good one. Race number 6 from July 3rd is our number 7 video of the week.
Code Charlie the last. And they're in the gate. And runners away. Good start for Code Charlie, right straight to the front. Racing from between horses. Hander's Dream is there. Mr. Mafioso kicks on at the rail third now. Lion Deny situated 4th and 3 off the beat. Mahi Mahi follows next, and Moonlight and Wine second last to defense wins, who trails with a half mile to go. They race on for the far turn. Code Charlie leads it by a length. Mr. Mafioso, Hander's Dream situated to the outside. Lion Deny is asked to stay a little closer now and begins to stir in 4th. 2 more back to Moonlight and Wine. Mahi Mahi is next with just over a quarter mile to go. Code Charlie takes him to the top of the stretch and turns for home now in front by a length. It's Code Charlie on the lead. Hander's Dream is right there chasing with a furlong to go. Here comes Hander's Dream now on the attack and moving through Moonlight and Wine, launching a late bid. Hander's Dream is coming on with every stride, but it's Moonlight and Wine who gets through at the rail and goes off to win it by 3. Close with Mahi Mahi, Hander's Dream. Mr. Mafioso to defense wins. Lion Deny and Code Charlie.
The $7,000 and $15,000 claimers went pretty fast here. 108 and let's see, what was that? 108.81. Moonlight and Wine and Montalvo 18 to 1. paying off $38.38, 15.16, and 7.34. Handers Dream and Kevin Krieger ran second by a nose. The second favorite, 25-1 Mahi Mahi, and Kevin Orozco gets up for third, 7.04. This would trigger really nice superfecta, $3,916.30 on the $1 bet. Vince Gibson, the winning trainer, Joan Hutchison, and Jim Leslie, the winning owners of Moonlight and Wine, our number 7 race of the week. If you like to play the 3-1 to 5-1 shots, this week really wasn't for you. It seemed to be either big favorites or big long shots. And here's another one from Sunday this time. This is going to be race number 6, a field of 6, and Firewalker with David Martin, 13-1. Gunning for Gold, Alex Cruz, also 13-1. Gunning for Gold would go to the lead and set numbers 21.76 and 43.89. That would set up someone to come from behind. That someone, Firewalker with David Martin, Martin aboard. David Martin, let me get it right. The winning rider, his second win of the year. And what a ride this was. Let's take a look at Firewalker, our number 6 race of the week.
In the gate. And runner's way. Good start for its cracking time from the outside, joined by on the inside, Gunning for Gold right there to take the lead now. Mr. Captain Jack runs on third, the outside. El Bromista with room at the rail. Span of 4, back to Firewalker. Still another 3.5 or 4 to a skip in the park as they take it to the far turn. 21.76, a fast pace here as Gunning for Gold brings them along by a length. It's cracking time the outside with El Bromista beginning to pick up ground. 2 back to Mr. Captain Jack, followed by Firewalker in a skip in the park. And they round the turn and run for home. Gunning for Gold takes them off the turn, 2.5 in front. Firewalker gaining at the rail. El Bromista back of that, a furlong away. Gunning for Gold on the inside. Firewalker is coming on with every stride. 70 yards to the line, and Firewalker and David Martin are up to win it by 3. Gunning for Gold, followed by El Bromista. Skipping the park late on the inside. Back of that, it's cracking time. And Mr. Captain Jack, time of the race was a sizzling minute 8 and 52/100ths.
Firewalker at 13-1, only 6 horses. Both 13-1 shots come in first and second. Gunning for Gold holds on to second by a head, but Firewalker wins by 3 lengths and a final time of 108.52. Gunning for Gold, Alex Cruz holds on by a neck for second. El Bromista, Carlo Lopez, the favorite, would run third, and a skip in the park with Carlos Montalvo at 5-2 would run fourth. $29, $12.62, and $5.06, the $2 combo on Firewalker. $17.70 plays for Gunning for Gold, and $8.34 to show. $2.80 for El Bromista. The $1 exacta, $175.77. That's $174-1 is what you get there. And the big prices don't stop. The trifecta paid $284.91 for the 50-cent one. I was a little surprised. The superfecta paid $97.16 on the 10-cent. I thought it would be well over $100, but that's still for the dollar super, $971.60 in a 6-horse field. That's pretty good. The pick 4 paid off, about $1,150. Howard Belvoir, the Hall of Famer, gets the win as the winning trainer, his second win of the year. And Rising Star Stable 9. The Rising Star Stable, of course, a big staple of the Belvoir barn for many, many years now. They get the win with Firewalker as our number 6 race of the week. Number 5 race of the week. Well, let's keep firing long shots. Why not? This one coming from race number 5 on Saturday, a field of 8, and it looked like, and I was on this one, surprise fashion, and Kevin Krieger 4-1. It looked like Krieger had this one dead to rights, came up on the outside, just was closing, and then the inside, again, another beautiful, patiently ridden horse here, this time by Leslie Mowing. Sproston at 25-1 would just wait, finally got a hole along the inside, and when you watch this, watch Mowing bring the horse up along the inside, but he doesn't rush up. He's waiting. He doesn't want the horse to check or break stride and lose momentum. And even though he's willing to go a little bit slower, he's waiting for that hole to open so he doesn't have to recover from stopping or a check or something like that. And when it does, he's got a ton of horse, and he knows what to do with Sproston. And the 8 went the mile and covered it in 137.08. Sproston at 25-1 would return $53.54. That's not a new high for the season, comes up just short. What is a new high is a $2 place at $30.24, nearly, it was over $9 higher than the old $2 high place. The show betting you got the big odds-on favorite in their third that really kicked it down, but still paid nice, $6.88. Surprise Fashion and Kevin Krieger held on for second, and then Luis Reyes and Sensemaker, the big favorite, would run third with Tire. Marksman on Target and Silvio Amador at 39-1 would get up for third place. That's Superfecta with the 25-1, the 4-1, the favorite, and then 39-1. That one paid $215.93. That's $2,159.30 on the $1 Superfecta. And the Exacta paid $145. The Trifecta, 50 cents, $298, just shy of the $300 mark. The 50-cent pick three, $2,130.80. That's a new high by nearly $1,000 from the old high pick three payoff. So Sproston blowing up the tote board for sure, gets the win in race 5 on Saturday as our number 5 video of the week.
And runners away. It was a good start for Sensemaker at the inside, who was hustled away beautifully and went right to the front. Anna's Ironman is right there to accompany the leader now, and those two matching strides as they make way round the Mount Rainier turn. And now Anna's Ironman goes ahead and takes the lead from the outside by a half. Sensemaker is still right there second by 2.5. Back to its big and Diff to the outside fourth. Length and a half more. Racing along the rail comes Sproston as they straighten up for the backstretch run. SoCal Red next the outside. Surprise Fashion stirring at the rail. Then we'll drop back 3 lengths to Marksman on Target. Midway up the backstretch they go. The two leaders move as one. Sensemaker the inside, Anna's Ironman from the outside. They're a length and a half clear of Diff on the outside third. Surprise Fashion into fourth at the rail. It's big from between horses. SoCal Red follows next, and Sproston, Marksman on Target at the till. Midway round the turn they go. Sensemaker and Anna's Ironman been going back and forth. Here comes Surprise Fashion swinging to the outside to begin his run as they reach the top of the stretch. And they round the turn and run for home. Sensemaker leads the way by a length and a half. Surprise Fashion takes aim at the leader now with a furlong to go. Into the stretch, and Surprise Fashion on the outside puts a nose in front. Sproston moving well at the inside. Here comes the finish line, and Sproston gets up to win it from Surprise Fashion. Sensemaker followed. Marksman on Target. Anna's Ironman, it's big at the rail. Second last came Diff and SoCal Red. Time for the mile, 1:37 and 8/100ths.
Our number 4 video of the week, well, this is the feature race from July 3rd, and this is what really showed that this track is really fair right now. We've seen the front speed hold on and go gate to wire. We've seen the stalkers, 3rd, 4th, 5th, sit just behind, not too far, and then come But this one, Whiskey Jack and Carlos Montalvo at 8-1, dead last out of the gate, broke a little awkward lead, hesitated is what the official declaration is there. Got right over to the rail and waited again. Another beautifully timed ride. Carlos Montalvo waited. The inside would open up as they turned for home, as he just kind of kept, you can't see him until they get inside the quarter pole, and then he starts coming up the rail. And he just keeps waiting and waiting. And meantime, out on the lead at that point is Dynamic Secret with Juan Gutierrez. He is the second favorite there, and I think, nope, check, he is the favorite in that one. And I think he thought he had this one. He was out by a half a length. He was sitting back in third, overtook the front speed there at the top of the stretch. It says he had a half-length lead. I think he had a longer lead at some point between the 8th and the 16th pole there, and then just Whiskey Jack comes roaring up the inside with Montalvo and gets up there for the length and quarter, 1 1/4 length victory in this 6 furlong dash. Let's take a look at Whiskey Jack's unbelievable run.
And runners away. Good start for KR Rules far outside, but it's Where You Gonna Go who takes over now. Conrad Meadows in the chase by 1.5 lengths. Dynamic Secret is directly back of that with Freightline just to the outside. 2 more to Spinnin' Pistols racing next. Then we'll drop back 3 to Fruit Loots second last, and 3 more to Whiskey Jack. They're strung out 15 front to back with 3/8 of a mile to go. Where You Gonna Go brings them along in a fast clip here, leads it by 5. On the outside, Dynamic Secrets closing the gap, though. Conrad Meadows racing third. Freightline is back of that. Spinnin' Pistols follows at the rail. They round the turn and run for home. Where You Gonna Go? The lead has disappeared now as Dynamic Secret is right there on the attack. Dynamic Secret from the outside takes over. It's Dynamic Secret chased now by Whiskey Jack from far back, and Whiskey Jack has come in from out of the clouds. Whiskey Jack to win it. Whiskey Jack clear at the line, 1.5 lengths from Dynamic Secret. Spinnin' Pistols followed. Where You Gonna Go next to Freightline, then back to Conrad Meadows second last. Fruit Loots followed that, and KR Rules. Running time was 1 minute.
Carlos Montalvo ate him up on July 3rd. He liked the big crowd, 9,000 plus there to see the fireworks and, of course, the racing beforehand. 3 wins on the card for Carlos, including this one at 8-1, would pay $18.42, $8.90, and $4.44. It was Lee and Connie Erickson, the winning owners, and they also bred this one, Oregon bred. By Rise Up out of R. Lindsay and by Victory Gallop. Whiskey Jack, the bay gelding there, gets the job done with Carlos Montalvo and Dr. Harlan. Dr. Ryland Harwood is the winning trainer. I believe that was his first win of the season, taking the feature 8-1 on the big race day there on July 3rd. All right, we are through our top 7. We have 3, 2, 1 left to go here. Our top races of the week are coming up next here on Emerald Downs Top 10 Races of the Week. Welcome back to Emerald Downs' Top 10 Races of the Week here on the Eli Sports Network. I'm Paul Beatty, your host. And at number 3, we're going to go to Sunday. Race number 5, only 5 horses in the race after a couple of late scratches, or 1 late scratch. And the odds were the favorite at 1-1, and then you had 2 at 3-1, or a 3-1, 7-2, 5-1, and then the 10-1 outsider, a good horse, Our Lila Grace, that was claimed a little while ago by John Parker for Candy Kreiderman, the trainer. And Our Lila Grace would have Leslie Mowing aboard, and Mowing had a really good weekend, or week, I should say, and bringing in long shot after long shot, and he does it again here. And he sat well behind the goal, 6.5 furlongs here. He starts last, works it to the inside, waits, and again, you'll see that same thing that he did with Sproston earlier. He just waited until he could get his horse going, get Our Lila Grace going forward without checking, without slowing down, without stopping and having to find another space. He just waited and says, I'm on the inside. I've made my decision. I'm going to stay on the inside. And if nothing opens up, then I guess I'm going to jog in all the way. But I'm confident something will open up, and it did. And man, he burst through and surprised Cream de Menthe. Cream de Menthe and Carlo Lopez, again, looked the winner, loomed up on the outside, took the lead at the top of the stretch by a half a length, had, I think, a further advantage. Carlo Lopez then saw Our Lila Grace getting through, tried to turn the Cream de Menthe to see Our Lila Grace making the move, and I think that might have cost him a chance at winning the race. He'd end up 3/4 of a length behind, and it may not have mattered anyway, but there seemed to be a little bit of a hesitation. Had he just kept going straight, it's hard to say how this would have finished. I think it would have been closer, and he might have had his best chance to win by just trying to get to the line straight ahead without trying to get Cream de Menthe to see Our Lila Grace coming on the far inside. Well, you can take a look at it, and what a run here by Leslie Mowing and Our Lila Grace.
Lila Grace going in. All set. And runners away. They broke in tightly knit fashion. You Go Girl, Zippin' Sevens quickly off, and Frisco Frills right there. Creme de Menthe up to the outside. Span of 3 to Our Lila Grace as they race midway up the backstretch. And the leaders go stride for stride with Frisco Frills ahead in front on Zippin' Sevens, racing second at the rail. You Go Girl is poised at third a length. Creme de Menthe is next on the outside, fourth. Our Lila Grace has joined the pack now at the inside. They're only 3 front to back, and they take it midway round the turn. Frisco Frills is on the lead. You Go Girl, Creme de Menthe is circling up from the outside. Zippin' Seven still in the search at the rail, and Our Lila Grace waiting back of the leaders for an opening, and they round the turn. They're all 5 across the track as they run for home. Frisco Frills, Our Lila Grace, Creme de Menthe, grandstand side coming on. Furlong to go. Our Lila Grace, Creme de Menthe on the outside, puts a nose in front. Our Lila Grace battles back though, and Our Lila Grace to win it a length. Creme de Menthe was second. Frisco Frills back to You Go Girl and Zippin' Sevens. Time on the board, 1:15 and 47 100ths.
Our Lila Grace goes 115.47, and again, you saw it there in deep stretch where Cream de Menthe kind of looked. And again, look, this is not a criticism of Carlo. That's one of the things that you want to do if the other horse sees the other horse, and then they'll engage. I totally get, and it's easy to sit here and Monday morning quarterback. But again, I mean, that's what we do, right? And we can take a look at that. And in this case, it might have been better just to keep going forward on that. I totally understand what he was trying to do there. And it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway, as Our Lila Grace was rolling up the inside. So a nice run there by Leslie Mowing and Our Lila Grace for, again, Candy Kreiderman, the winning trainer, for owner John Parker, who is the leading owner. Is he? No, he's the second leading owner in wins with 6, and leading owner in earnings so far. Running third was Frisco Falls, and Alyssa Morales just didn't seem to have the same spark that we've seen Frisco have in the last couple of races. Could not clear the field, looked just a little bit uncomfortable the other way. I think actually a terrific race to hold on for third, and was the betting favorite. You Go Girl and Luis Reyes would run a fairly even race and end up fourth in that one. And that is our number 3 race of the week. And that leaves our 2 stakes races for our top and second race of the week. I'm not going to say that every week it's going to be automatic that the stakes races are going to be at the top, but the stakes races generally are pretty competitive, or there's usually a pretty impressive performance. And what's on the line in those races, it's going to have to take a really good blowout for us not to have the stakes races up. They'll always be up in the top 3 or 4, I think. I would have a hard time seeing that not happening. So which one is it going to be? We are going to go to number 2, and this will be the King County Express this Sunday. $55,000 ended up being in the winner's pool. The winner would collect $30,250. In this one, the favorite was actually Big Bowie, owned by Margaret Root, but trained by Frank Lucarelli. She also had the second favorite, Vivacious Tribute, owned by Margaret Root, but trained by Blaine Wright. And Vivacious Tribute and Big Bowie, both with impressive opening debut wins. Carlo Lopez was pretty confident aboard Vivacious Tribute, and he should have been. At one point, just jumped out of the gate, a 2-length lead right out of the bat, kept that 2-length lead going 5.5 furlongs all the way to the stretch. Didn't give much of it up down the stretch as well. Then it was a 3-horse blanket finish at the line for second, and Bodhi Zaffa and Leslie Mowing, this is a George Todaro horse trained by Tom Wenzel, his first outing. And what a run here by Boda. Watch him at the very end split horses to get his nose down for second at 8-1, and just out-nosing Big Bowie, who had run third, and to smoke with Carlos Montalvo running fourth right there. But what an effort. Talked to Leslie after the race. He was pretty excited as that being this one's first race, first career start, and to have the guts to slip through between horses and get the head down for second. He was pretty impressed with that. And given how Todaro and Wenzel do with 2-year-olds, it's going to get longer. This is going to be one I think you're going to have to watch out for. Let's take a look at the King County Express Stakes.
Settling aboard, he's not talking. And runners away in the King County Express. Good start for Vivacious Tribute from the outside, who surges to the front. DeSmoke is right there with Big Bowie running on third by 2. Racing next is DeSmoke. Bodhi Zaffa follows that. He's not talking as they sprint to the turn, just over 3/8 of a mile to journey. Vivacious Tribute leads the way by 2.5. DeSmoke is right behind Big Bowie, a closer third. Isaias Enriquez calling on that one now with just over a 1/4 mile to go. Bodhi Zaffa's into fourth as they run to the top of the stretch. Vivacious Tribute comes off the turn in front. DeSmoke trying to cut into that margin. They're in deep stretch now. And out front, Vivacious Tribute leads the way in the lane. Here comes DeSmoke to the inside, but Vivacious Tribute is answering the call from Carlo Lopez, and they win the King County Express. Bodhi Zaffa came running late. Big Bowie right there behind with Impassable. DeSmoke followed, and he's not talking. Time of the race, 1:03 and 79/100ths.
Vivacious Tribute just did not stop, would win by a length and 3/4 in a final time of 103.79. And again, Margaret Root, the winning owner, and Blaine Wright would pick up the stakes win. Again, followed by Bodhi Zaffa, with Leslie Mowing. Big Bowie would run third with Isaias Enriquez, not the odds on, but the betting choice. And number 4, To Smoke, with Carlos Montalvo, ran fourth. And really, the other two, Impassable, 9-1, a Barkley horse, Kevin Krieger aboard for Howard Belvoir, ran, I think, a pretty credible race in his debut as well, as did He's Not Talking, who had finished last year with Javier Matias and trainer Bonnie Jenny, but not far out of it. I thought credible performances by all 6 in this one. So let's see how this continues throughout the summer, if they all stay healthy and ready to go. And it could be fun to see what happens in the Gottstein at the end of the season. All right, that was our number 2 race of the week. And that brings us to our number 1 video of the week. Our number 1 race of the week is the Angie C Stakes for 2-year-old fillies. A field of 7 going 5.5 furlongs, and a first-time starter going to make her mark in a hurry. Precise Timing, with Kevin Orozco aboard, would jump out and end up getting bet down. The first-time starter got bet down, paid $478, so it's that 7-5 as the betting favorite. And she would go to the lead by a half a length and would be stalked by Coconut Dreams and Javier Matias, a second choice at 5-2. I think both of those were like 5-1 or 6-1 morning lines. So the public figured out those two and bet them, and that's how they would run. And they'd get to the top of the stretch, and it looked like Coconut Dreams was in a perfect position to make a run at Precise Timing. But Precise Timing had plenty in the tank. Let's take a look at our number 1 video of the week.
Now they're in. And runners away in the NGC. Good start for all in a battle for the lead with Precise Timing, who emerges clear to the front. Coconut Dreams is right there to force the issue. Stell Zone prompted up third on the outside. Her blind side kicks on at the rail. Length and a half to Company Girl, Celine GT alongside of that. And 4 back to Violet Kitten. And the 2-year-old fillies take it around the far turn with Precise Timing just in front. Coconut Dreams is right there with her. Length and a half to her blind side, racing third. Celine GT kicks on from the outside now, and Stell Zone is back of that as they run to the top of the stretch and they round the turn and head for home in the NGC. Precise Timing kicks off the turn, 2 to the good. Coconut Dreams in pursuit with a furlong to go. Celine GT also right there, and her blind side, but Precise Timing's opening up in the final yards. Precise Timing to win the NGC. And she won it by 3 with Coconut Dreams. Back of that, her blind side, Celine GT, followed with Stell Zone and Violet Kitten. Running time was 1:03 and 63 100ths.
Precise Timing would run the 5.5 and 103.63 faster than the boys ran it on Sunday and win by 2 3/4 lengths. Would pay $478, $318, and $288. Coconut Dreams and Javier Matias, again, nothing that Javier could have done. He had Coconut Dreams in the perfect position. Owner Oak Crest Farms, that's Jack Hodge, and trainer there is David Martinez. And talked with Jack on Sunday about that run, and he goes, Javier had her in perfect position, and she fired, but Precise Timing had plenty left in the tank, and they just were not going to catch her on that Sunday. Blue Ribbon Racing number 23, the winning owners, Kay Cooper, the winning trainer, and again, Kevin Orozco, who was a leading stakes jockey a couple of years ago, gets his first stakes win of the year. They'll pick up the $30,250 win share of the purse. Again, Coconut Dreams was second. Celine GT with Jose Zunino at 6-1 would run third. Another first-time starter, and a nice run there. Would battle with her blindside, Alex Cruz, at 5-1 for third. Celine GT showing some nice spirit there, getting the neck down for a neck, holding off her blindside by a neck to grab third place. And a nice run there for Jose Zanino and Celine GT. All right, that is it. I will say, again, it was a great week of racing. The handle on July 3rd, again, 8 races on all 3 days. July 3rd, $1.2 million, just shy of $800,000 on Saturday, and on Sunday, just under $1 million. So the handle was good. We had good payoffs. We had a lot of favorites. We also had some big chances. You had big chances to make money this last week. The diaper derby, for those that were looking forward to the babies racing, that was canceled because of the high temperatures. That's been rescheduled for July 21. And coming up this next weekend, on Sunday, it's Corgi Day, and I believe I heard over 100 Corgis are signed up to race on Sunday. That should be a ton of fun and going to bring a lot of people to the track, so be prepared for that. All right, congratulations to Precise Timing, the winner of the Angie C, and the winner of the King County Express Vivacious Tribute. Great runs this week in the stakes races. We've got 2 more stakes coming up this weekend and the Corgi races. And we'll see you next week here on Emerald Downs' Top 10 Races of the Week.